Diana Nyad was born on August 22, 1949, in New York City, to parents who encouraged her to pursue her passions and embrace challenge from an early age. From the very beginning, Diana was drawn to the water, spending hours swimming, diving, and exploring pools and lakes around her home. Her affinity for the water was more than a pastime, it became a central part of her identity. As a teenager, she joined competitive swimming teams, quickly establishing herself as a dedicated and talented athlete. Her early experiences in the pool instilled in her a profound respect for discipline, endurance, and the mental focus required to achieve extraordinary goals. Yet, Diana's ambitions extended far beyond local competitions. She dreamed of pushing the boundaries of what was physically possible, aspiring to attempt feats that very few had dared to consider. In her early 20s, Diana began exploring long-distance swimming, a discipline that tested the limits of human stamina and mental toughness. She studied the legendary swims of pioneers like Gertrude Edel and slowly built her endurance through hours of training in both pools and open water. Diana's early swims, including attempts to cross the English Channel and other significant distances, were met with mixed success. Some were triumphant, others ended in exhaustion or injury, but each experience became a stepping stone that strengthened her resolve and sharpened her understanding of the physical and psychological demands of extreme long-distance swimming. She learned to read ocean currents, anticipate weather patterns, and master pacing and nutrition in ways few athletes could comprehend. Every stroke, every mile, was a lesson in persistence and strategy, and she began to view each challenge as an opportunity to grow both as a swimmer and as a person. As the years progressed, Diana's ambition grew even more audacious. She became fascinated by the idea of swimming from Cuba to Florida, a nearly 110-mile journey across some of the most treacherous waters in the world. The journey was perilous, with strong currents, unpredictable weather, and the ever-present threat of sharks, jellyfish, and other hazards of the deep sea. Many experts told her it was impossible, citing the physical, mental, and environmental challenges that had thwarted previous attempts. Yet Diana refused to be discouraged. She meticulously planned her training, often swimming for hours in rough waters, simulating ocean conditions, and building her stamina to withstand not just the physical strain but the mental pressure of a multi-day marathon swim. Her determination was fueled not only by a love of swimming but also by a desire to inspire others to pursue their dreams, regardless of age, societal expectations, or the magnitude of the challenge before them. Despite the obstacles, Diana's early career successes established her as a world-class endurance athlete. She became a celebrated figure in the swimming community, known for her unwavering commitment to pushing limits and her ability to endure discomfort and fatigue. Her story began to attract attention from media and fans alike, and she embraced her role as a public figure, using her platform to motivate others to embrace challenges and persist through adversity. But behind the accolades and public recognition, Diana's mind was always focused on her ultimate goal, the Cuba to Florida swim. She knew that to achieve it, she would need to harness not just her physical abilities but also an unshakable mental fortitude, a clarity of purpose, and an extraordinary level of preparation that few could imagine. Even as she approached middle age, Diana refused to let time dictate her ambitions. Many athletes retire or scale back their goals as they age, but she viewed each passing year as another opportunity to learn, train, and refine her approach. She studied the ocean rigorously, consulted with experts in navigation, marine biology, and endurance sports, and developed contingency plans for every conceivable challenge. The more she prepared, the more she realized that the swim was not simply about distance or speed, it was about courage, persistence, and proving to herself and the world that human limits are often self-imposed and can be challenged through dedication and resilience. Each day of training became a lesson in patience, a test of resolve, and a demonstration of her philosophy that extraordinary accomplishments are born from consistent effort, belief in oneself, and the willingness to embrace discomfort in pursuit of a dream. As Diana began her final preparations for what would become her historic Cuba to Florida swim, she faced skepticism from media, fellow athletes, and even loved ones. Many questioned whether a woman in her 60s could endure the grueling demands of an unassisted ocean swim lasting multiple days. They warned her of physical exhaustion, hypothermia, dehydration, and the psychological toll of swimming through darkness and isolation. Yet Diana drew strength from her past experiences, her countless hours of training, and an unwavering belief that preparation, persistence, and mental resilience could overcome even the most daunting challenges. She knew that the journey ahead would test every aspect of her being, but she welcomed the challenge as an opportunity to demonstrate that age, fear, and societal doubt are no match for human determination. Each stroke, each mile, each hour in the open water became not just a physical effort but a meditation on courage, purpose, and the relentless pursuit of one's dreams. Through her early life and decades of preparation, Diana Nyad emerged not only as a masterful swimmer but as a symbol of perseverance. Her story illustrates that achievement is rarely about talent alone, it is about endurance, meticulous planning, courage in the face of adversity, and the unwavering commitment to a goal that others might deem impossible. As she stood on the shores of Cuba, ready to embark on the swim that would define her legacy, Diana carried with her the lessons of a lifetime: that obstacles can be overcome, that age is not a limitation, and that determination paired with preparation can propel ordinary individuals toward extraordinary feats. The stage was set for a historic journey that would inspire countless people around the globe, proving that the human spirit can triumph over fear, doubt, and the seemingly impossible. The years leading up to Diana Nyad's historic Cuba to Florida swim were filled with relentless training, countless failed attempts, and both physical and emotional setbacks that would have discouraged most people. Nyad had tried the journey several times before, each effort ending in exhaustion, severe jellyfish stings, or encounters with unpredictable ocean currents. In one attempt, she had to abandon the swim after swimming over 50 miles due to dangerously strong currents pushing her off course. Each failure, however, became a source of knowledge rather than defeat. She meticulously recorded every lesson: the timing of ocean tides, how to manage her energy and nutrition, the exact types of protective gear that could minimize injuries, and the psychological strategies required to endure the long hours of isolation and pain. Her commitment to mastering every element of the challenge demonstrated her remarkable resilience and determination, setting the stage for what would ultimately become her successful attempt. Diana worked tirelessly to build a support team of experts who could help monitor weather conditions, navigate, and ensure her safety. This team became an integral part of the endeavor, providing not only logistical guidance but also emotional encouragement during grueling training sessions and prior unsuccessful attempts. Nyad's preparation was exhaustive. She swam for hours in both warm and cold waters, often covering 10 to 15 miles a day, gradually increasing the distance to build stamina for the multi-day swim. She also trained in adverse conditions, including storms and choppy seas, to simulate the harsh realities of the Florida Straits. Mental preparation was equally rigorous. Nyad employed visualization techniques, imagining each stroke, each encounter with jellyfish, and each moment of exhaustion she might face. She cultivated a mindset in which physical discomfort could be tolerated, fear could be managed, and focus could be maintained for nearly uninterrupted days in the water. At the age of 60, Nyad was fully aware that her body no longer recovered as quickly as it had in her 20s or 30s, yet she refused to let age become a limiting factor. Instead, she used her decades of experience to her advantage, understanding that strategy, preparation, and mental toughness could outweigh youthful vigor. The ocean was both an adversary and a teacher, and Diana approached it with a respect born from years of close study and immersion. Every detail mattered, from the precise timing of her swimming shifts to the nourishment she consumed. and even the small adjustments in stroke technique to conserve energy while maintaining forward momentum. Finally, on September 2, 2013, Diana Nyad set out from Havana, Cuba, in what would be the culmination of decades of preparation and persistence. The ocean ahead was vast, unpredictable, and unforgiving. She faced the Florida Straits, notorious for their strong currents, unpredictable weather, and marine life that could sting, bite, or obstruct her progress. Despite these daunting challenges, Diana felt a profound clarity and purpose. She was not only swimming for herself but also for every person who had been told they were too old, too weak, or too inexperienced to achieve their dreams. Every stroke became a defiance of societal limitations, a testament to the belief that perseverance and courage can allow a human being to accomplish extraordinary feats. The journey was grueling. Nyad faced physical exhaustion, hallucinations, muscle cramps, and the relentless psychological strain of nearly continuous swimming through the night. Jellyfish stings repeatedly forced her to stop momentarily, her body racked with pain, but she refused to give in. Every obstacle required her to summon not only her physical endurance but also her mental resilience. Her team provided support, guiding her through nutrition, monitoring her condition, and helping her navigate the complex currents, yet the swim was ultimately a test of Diana's inner strength. She developed strategies to endure each sting, each moment of disorientation, and each hour of relentless exertion. Her training had prepared her for this moment, yet the reality of the ocean demanded courage beyond preparation. For hours, then days, Diana pressed on. The line between exhaustion and determination blurred as she moved through the water with unwavering focus. Each stroke was a statement of defiance, each breath a reaffirmation of her commitment. The physical pain was immense, yet the mental fortitude she had cultivated over decades carried her forward. Support boats circled, tracking her position, providing guidance, and offering brief moments of comfort, but the essence of the achievement belonged entirely to Diana. Every mile swum was a triumph over fear, doubt, and the countless setbacks that had marked her journey. By the fourth day, as the coastline of Florida came into view, Diana Nyad faced the final leg of her nearly 110-mile swim. The exhaustion was unimaginable, her body pushed to its absolute limits, but the culmination of decades of effort, discipline, and determination had brought her to this point. When she finally touched the shore in Key West, she had completed the swim without a shark cage, becoming the first person to accomplish the Cuba to Florida journey in that manner. The feat was historic not only because of the distance or the danger but because it embodied the very essence of human perseverance and the ability to overcome physical and mental limits through preparation, courage, and unwavering belief in oneself. Nyad's successful swim was celebrated worldwide. Media outlets covered the achievement extensively, highlighting not only the physical accomplishment but also the decades of dedication and repeated failure that had made success possible. She became an icon of endurance, resilience, and the pursuit of dreams despite age or obstacles. Her story inspired countless individuals to challenge their own limits and embrace the idea that with preparation, determination, and mental strength, even the most seemingly impossible goals can be achieved. Diana Nyad's Cuba to Florida swim was not just a triumph of athletic skill but a testament to the indomitable human spirit, proving that persistence and courage can overcome adversity, doubt, and fear. After her historic Cuba to Florida swim, Diana Nyad emerged not just as an athlete but as a symbol of perseverance, courage, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. The achievement was widely celebrated, yet for Diana, it was never about fame or accolades. It had always been about proving to herself and others that human determination could overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges. Her journey became a source of inspiration for countless people around the world, from aspiring athletes to individuals facing personal and professional obstacles. In interviews and speeches, Diana emphasized that her success was not the result of innate talent alone, but of decades of meticulous preparation, repeated failure, mental fortitude, and an unwavering belief in the power of persistence. She encouraged people to embrace discomfort, to learn from setbacks, and to view obstacles not as limitations but as opportunities to grow stronger. Diana's story resonated far beyond the world of sports. Her swim became a metaphor for life itself. The pursuit of long-term goals often requires enduring pain, maintaining focus despite doubt, and trusting in one's ability to persevere. Schools, organizations, and leadership programs began to feature her story, illustrating how resilience and planning can enable extraordinary achievements. Diana often reflected on the lessons learned during her decades-long preparation, the importance of incremental progress, the necessity of mental toughness, the value of surrounding oneself with a supportive team, and the capacity of the human spirit to triumph over fear. Her insights extended to all walks of life, emphasizing that persistence, courage, and clarity of purpose are universal tools for success. Even after her legendary swim, Diana continued to challenge herself and inspire others. She wrote books, delivered motivational talks, and participated in educational programs, always emphasizing the universal principles that had guided her career: preparation, endurance, and unyielding commitment. Her story encouraged people to reconsider the constraints they accepted in their own lives, to confront their fears, and to take bold action toward their dreams, no matter how daunting the path might appear. Diana Nyad became a role model not only for athletes but for anyone striving to achieve something extraordinary. The Cuba to Florida swim, however, remained the defining chapter of her life. It illustrated the culmination of a lifetime dedicated to pushing boundaries, both physical and mental. Diana's perseverance through repeated failures, adverse conditions, and the skepticism of others underscored the importance of resilience and self-belief. She demonstrated that age, societal expectations, and previous setbacks are not barriers but opportunities to demonstrate courage and determination. In completing the swim at age 64, Diana shattered preconceived notions about human limits and became a beacon for people of all ages, showing that ambition, preparation, and mental fortitude could turn the impossible into reality. Her legacy continues to influence athletes, adventurers, educators, and everyday individuals striving to overcome challenges. Diana Nyad's story is a testament to the transformative power of persistence and the capacity of the human spirit to endure and achieve. Through her words, actions, and accomplishments, she reminded the world that determination, preparation, and courage are not merely abstract ideals, they are practical tools that can propel individuals to extraordinary feats. Diana's swim was more than a personal triumph, it was a demonstration of how dedication, vision, and an unshakable belief in one's abilities can inspire generations, leaving an enduring mark on society and on the lives of those who dare to dream boldly. Even decades later, the ripple effect of Diana Nyad's achievements is felt across the globe. She continues to serve as a mentor, a motivational speaker, and a living example of resilience. Her story exemplifies that true success is not defined solely by reaching the destination but by the commitment, courage, and persistence demonstrated along the journey. Diana's life teaches that extraordinary accomplishments are accessible to anyone willing to invest the time, effort, and mental energy required to pursue their goals relentlessly. Every stroke she took in the open water was more than a physical act, it was a statement about human potential, a lesson in resilience, and a call to all to persist despite fear, doubt, and adversity. Ultimately, Diana Nyad's legacy is one of hope, courage, and inspiration. Her historic swim and the life that led up to it affirm that extraordinary achievements are possible when preparation meets persistence and belief meets action. She demonstrated that age, obstacles, and previous failures are not limitations, but catalysts for growth, learning, and ultimate success. Diana Nyad's life story will continue to inspire generations, proving that with determination, preparation, and courage, the human spirit can triumph over any challenge, no matter how vast, turbulent, or intimidating it may seem.